Condon and Dundas.
Underway then. As Blakey is the man who's not out there. Condon goes down and he's going to get a free kick. So Hawthorn running right to left. Condon, very untidy. Collins in trouble, back to Condon. Very high kick, falls in short. Wind, who's playing very well this season, to take a free kick. Jim Wind on the centre wing. Goes down towards half forward. Jenke was up through his hands. Lawrence behind. Knocks it out wide. Well done. Condon again. Hurried kick. Through centre. Paul Roos keeps it in front. Close to the boundary line. Abbott. Roos battles after it. Wind, the hurried kick. Ayres takes the mark. Ayres on the wing for Hawthorn.
The skipper playing his 250th game today. Hall flies. Punch from behind by Seacamp. Comes to Condon. His hand pass isn't great. Gale takes the ball from Caven. Across the ground he goes to Stevens. Much travelled footballer up towards half forward. Chance for the Lions here. The ball sits there. You can see it plugged. Grabbed by Paxman. His hand pass in is good. Baldwin inside the 50. His kick. Wheeldon in front. Takes the mark.
Well, it really wasn't a good kick off the boot, but then again, you've got to play in front. Wheeldon did on that occasion. It wasn't an intentional pass. The ball dropped short. And there, Langford is not his immediate opponent.
So Darren Wheeldon, who was Fitzroy's leading goal kicker last year with just 29 goals. This year he's kicked 20 goals, 14. And the leading goal kicker this year is sadly missing Richard Osborne. But Wheeldon, he's taking a longer run up than Wes Hall ever took. And he'll be kicking from about 25 metres. Oh, what? It's away to the right for a point. What a miss that is.
He's lost a little bit of weight, Drew, from the start of the season. He looked a little overweight, not much muscle definition, but just looking at his face there, starting to get that long and gaunt look which all fit athletes seem to have.
Here's Jenke towards the outer side. Langford got a hand to it, comes back towards him. Dundas got a boot to it. And now Ayres around the outer side. Got it from McGuinness, and Gowers takes the mark, plays on immediately. This is Jarman, forward of the centre circle, chips inside the 50. Hudson on the lead, takes the mark. Paul Hudson, 18 goals so far this season, second only to Dunstall's 78. Quite a difference there. Hudson likes his chances from here. Kicks from right on the 50, starts it right, tries to come back, not sufficiently, off hands, and the scores are tied.
Brian Coleman and Alan Joyce furious last week that the Hawks didn't bounce back after the loss to Footscray and beat Adelaide, and the Crows got up by a point. Here's Broderick, comes out wide to Baldwin. Centre wing. McCormack takes the mark. Fitzroy looking to bounce back after being flogged by Footscray last week. Good tackle there applied by Taylor, an ex-Fitzroy player, and who would have thought that a player with only 5 games for Fitzroy would be picked up by the top side Hawthorn. He'd play every game this year.
Boundary throw in. Lawrence in front, directs it down nicely to Platten, tackled by Wind. Taylor, hurried kick back towards midfield. Jarman, good mark. Terrific mark, off to Ayres. Game 250, probing kick down towards half forward. Hudson hasn't got the pace to go with Morris. Morris gave him a start and beat him. The ball goes out of bounds, it'll be thrown in. Left half forward for the Hawks.
Interesting to see Taylor, who figured in that play for Hawthorn on the half-back line. Playing on the half-back line, so maybe centre-half-back. Now, he was centre-half-forward last week.
Paxman in from the side for Fitzroy, directs it down to Morris. Away to Dundas. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Lawrence trying to punch it forward from behind. Caven got it out to McCormack, who was bundled off it. Stevens couldn't control it. Broderick over the ball now for Fitzroy, going nowhere. And we've got a whistle. So a bounce just the attacking side of left centre wing for the Hawks. Scores a level. It's a behind a piece.
Pretty good conditions really for football. No breeze, and the ground, considering the rain during the week, in pretty good nick. It's Boyd, 34 for Fitzroy, playing his first game. Platten, outstanding last week for the Hawks in a losing side.
The man with a job on him is Paul Broderick, number 17. Jim Wynn, who's usually given a job at Fitzroy, is being picked up by Ben Allen.
Well played by Ayres, playing up in the heart of the action. Dunstall tries to get rid of his opponent. The ball goes off Morrish, out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in the forward pocket for the Hawks. It really is cutthroat time for both of these clubs. Who would have thought that Hawthorn would be languishing in 8th position on the ladder, but at this time last year they were also outside the 6 and went on to win the flag. Hall's kick smothered. Dunstall. Ball out of bounds in the right pocket.
Jason Dunstall, 7 goals in a losing cause last round against the Crows on this ground. Thrown in, McCrabb's in front, directs it down, taken by Roos. High kick back towards half-back, in front, strong mark is held by Caven. Very much an improving young player. Caven from half-back towards the middle of the ground. Stevens is the target, got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Jenke likewise, McCrabb over the ball. Wind goes in for Fitzroy. Guard falls on top of him, his teammate.
See Paul Roos down figuring in that passage of play too, Dennis. He's got a real licence to run from that, well, wherever he plays half-back. There he is in screen.
Well, that licence served them well against Collingwood a couple of weeks ago, kicking the goal to win it in the dying 30 seconds of the match. Now a free kick going Fitzroy's way. It'll be taken by Paul Broderick alongside the centre circle. Plays on by hand. Baldwin's got it, kicks inside the 50, and the mark is held by Abbott. Abbott getting that one in front of McGuinness. He'll kick from right on the 50, played in 2 Hawthorn premiership teams. They'll contest about 5 metres out, off hands, out of bounds, right full forward for the Lions.
And Hawthorn will wake up to what Paul Roos is now doing, as a lot of other league clubs. Austin McCrabb, the former Geelong defender, has got the job on Roos. Roos just going out left of screen.
Pretty uninspiring start to this game. Lawrence taps to the back. Lyon comes to Cave and he's bundled over. Wine, hurried left footer, up to the edge of the goal square. It bounces through the pack. Chance for Lyon. Ayres off the ground. Langford. Hawthorn out of trouble momentary. But it's all Fitzroy here. Tap forward. He should have taken clean possession. That was McCormack. Jarman to Platten. And out to Morrissey, who makes a return this week. Kick by Morrissey to half forward. Hall marks. No mark. Comes back to Hall. McCrabb bundled over. Umpire comes in and will ball it up. It's on the front edge of the square, Hawthorn's way. And we've had just one behind each.
Quite right, Drew. It is very lacklustre at the moment. As Paxman goes up and gets it down, McCormack should have kicked it, didn't. As a result, it comes out to Condon. Advantage is paid. Ayres, a high tackle was paid in there to Hawthorn. Down in the pocket, Seacamp. Was he carried forward? Yes, he was, according to the umpire.
Bit impressive, Dennis, this former Western Australian playing in the back pocket for Fitzroy.
First man taken in last season's November draft. As you'd expect, is playing good footy. Do your confidence the world of good, that sort of thing. Lawrence, strong mark on the outer side. Played on too quickly. Sold Allen into trouble. I've got the numbers, though. Pritchard hand passes. The ball will come back. And it will be a free kick to Fitzroy. Allen, I think, hanging on the ground. Now, why he did that, I've got no idea. Guard's getting the free because he was surrounded by help there, Ben Allen, against a former Claremont player and Jeremy Guard. Over the ball is Collins, crashing his way in there. It was Condon, and the ball goes out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Well, at the moment, you'd like to turn the clock back and start again. Gale with a back fister. Condon to Collins, just inside the boundary line. Kick smothered by Wine. Ball out of play.
Play Wine. So Brad Boyd smothered well earlier in the game up on the back line for Fitzroy. They're really working on the small things of their game, Fitzroy.
Lawrence, the only run for Hawthorn, with Deere playing in the early game. It's Greg Deere. Morrissey. That was Boyd letting the ball get behind him, but he came back to apply a good tackle, and the umpire rewards him the first gamer, Brad Boyd.
Boyd, from forward of left half back, goes down towards half forward, and in from the side uncontested, Lawrence to Jenke. Jenke taking a lot of time, then gives it away. Gale drops the mark. Ball runs loose. Condon's over it. He's been busy so far in this game. Condon floats one down towards right half forward. Platten goes back, marks on his chest, immediately plays on, cuts back infield. Centering kick then towards centre half forward. On the lead, Dunstall, strong mark. Very good mark, that one. Short passes on. Pritchard running into the hole. Has marked directly in front. He'll kick from just inside the 50.
A dirty day last week, Darren Pritchard, taken from the ground. And if he can kick this, it might just lift his confidence, because he is a better player than what he is showing at the moment.
Hawthorn have lost their last two meetings during the week to try and get back on track. Pritchard, this will help them. Nice long goal. The first of the game, and Hawthorn lead by that margin.
I have to wait till nearly halfway through the quarter to register our first major. Darren Pritchard playing on a wing. Best first-year player in 1987. Is probably Hawthorn's best draft choice to date. Former Tasmanian. A great contributor on the wing.
Took a long time for the first goal. Paxman, well, probably just about even there. Fitzroy out of the middle. Comes to Baldwin. His kick is good to Abbott. Takes the mark. McGuinness, no chance against Abbott. A former Hawthorn.
Good use of the body, Drew.
Kicked 6 goals in a Hawthorn premiership team in 1988. And this shot's not bad. And he gets the first goal for Fitzroy today.
Paul Abbott. Wore number 23 for one season, then was given to Dermot Brereton. He won the best and fairest in the reserves at Hawthorn, if my memory serves me correctly. Just going back a few years, 1983 he actually won that.
Scores a level. Paxman over the ball. Allen taken high, surely. No. The umpire decides he'll ball it up. So Pritchard getting the first goal after a long wait, almost immediately after Paul Abbott responding for the Lions. Rucks go at it. Lawrence with the run. Gets it down, but Lyon's got it. Lyon pulls it back across his body. Very clever kick. And Broderick comes up from half forward to mark. Goes towards the pocket, wheeled it on the lead. It will bounce a couple of times before getting to him. He can't control it as a result and just pushes it across the boundary line. So a throw in with just under 13 minutes remaining till quarter time.
Behind play, Paxman, Stephen Paxman, grimaced as he met that contest with Lawrence. Lawrence got him in the stomach with a knee.
Jenke off the ground towards the boundary. Broderick soccers into the oncoming Hawthorn player. It ricochets out of bounds. No, in fact, it must have missed the man or struck him over the line, because Hawthorn will take the free and McGuinness is in the back pocket.
Returning to the seniors this week, Scott McGuinness. Lawrence the only chance for Hawthorn. Front of the pack, Gale. Pritchard. Gale applying the tackle. The umpire will ball it up. Umpires in charge today, Hayden Kennedy and Grant Vernon. Good to see Michael Gale back in the lineup for Fitzroy. Played just 3 games last year and 8 this year after making a late start. Well, Lawrence wins this one. Comes to Dundas. He pumps it forward. Wheeldon in front. Langford goes with him. Wheeldon doubles back. Good play by Doc Wheeldon. Right in front. Kicks the goal.
Well, Wheeldon is being picked up by Langford. Thought initially in the game that Langford was on Abbott. Now Wheeldon playing at full forward will give Langford the run around, but there is what I was talking about earlier. Paxman obviously trying to get his own back on Lawrence. It'll be interesting to see what happens on this bounce down. There's Weldon. And the Hawthorn players crashing into one another, McGuinness and Langford.
And so it's a game within a game at the present time. Paxman and Lawrence go at the ball, and a bit happening as you saw again with the knees. Down goes Lawrence, off the ground Dundas. Going in very solidly, and it's going to be a free kick to Dundas, who was pushed in the back.
He's going to learn, isn't he, Paxman, to keep the knees up and jump a little earlier. He's got to give one back himself soon.
Cormac across to Baldwin. He's a converted defender, Paxman, and learning his lessons on the job. Good mark, Jenke. Feeds it off. The kick comes from McGuinness, not a particularly good one towards half-back. Caven was held a long time and must take the free. Taylor it was who offended. So Caven told to play on. Pro being kicked. They'll contest about 30 metres out. Off Abbott's hands. Jenke at close quarters. Got it across to McGuinness. Now Pritchard. Untidy handball. Sits obligingly though for Ayres, who pumps it through the middle. Good work in front by Morris initially to get it on the ground and then apply a tackle. No, too high, says the umpire. And McCrabb gets the free.
Way to Condon. Oh, great mark, Dunstall. Lynch has gone back to full back. He's had moments of full forward in recent weeks, but they need a star full back on Dunstall. But the first out-and-out contest, the win to Dunstall.
He's got great hands, but also uses his body well. He's got a big body, Dunstall, and when he's on line for the ball, it's hard to shift that big frame offline. There's Paxman, obviously getting a few messages from the coach's box to get his knees up in the centre bounces.
47 metres out. Dunstall kicks the goal. Scores level here at Waverley with 10 minutes remaining to quarter time.
Probably one of their better players last week, the man in screen, Dunstall. 7 goals. It's a workmanlike performance, 7 goals, 5. He's the leading goal kicker in the AFL at the moment, and this is bread and butter for him.
Back in the middle again. McCormack's got the run of it, was taken high as he was down over the ball. And look at the free kick. McCormack still searching for some form. Lays it off to Roos, who's very much in form. Out to Lyon. He's at left half forward, intent on drawing a man, then feeds it back. Roos has got it again. They're sacrificing quite a bit of ground. Eventually it comes back to the man who initiated this movement. That's McCormack, who kicks it inside the 50. Langford goes back, surrounded by Fitzroy players. Dundas comes out with the ball. Now he's confronted. It jars out towards this man, Gale. He fends off Morrissey and then proceeds to boot it out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. So just over 9 minutes remaining till quarter time.
Well, I thought Dundas could have done a little more with that ball. Maybe I'm being a little unfair. Maybe the ground gave way, but he really did have a number of options.
At the back, Lawrence. Kick by Lawrence, puts it out in front of Morrissey. He's got it centre wing. Centres the ball. Goes through McCrabb. Platten is there. Tries to hook it back, John Platten. He's got it again, the little champ. Inside the 50. Hudson. Good recovery by Paul Hudson. Then a great tackle. Decks him. Solid. That's Boyd, the first gamer. It comes to Morrissey. His kick is good. It comes to Collins. Open goal for Andy Collins. And he's kicked it.
As Collins kicked that goal, Morris at centre half back went down. He's got a bad ankle. He's being helped from the ground now, which is going to be unfortunate. There he is. He went down there. Morris got to his feet, and he was a good player last week. As Collins will come out with the ball. There he is, the back pocket player. He kicked a goal last week, running well down off the full back line. And Fitzroy making a replacement. Armstrong coming on for Morris, who I don't think will take any further part in the game.
So bad luck for the Lions. The Hawks lead by 6 points. Here's won that one down. Jarman across to Allen. Hurried kick down towards the 50-metre line. Up in front, guard. From behind, claiming the mark is Morrissey, and it's paid. Well, he was a bit lucky to get that, I thought, but he's got the mark and will kick from just outside the 50. Hawthorn working their way on top now. Long kick. Just offline. Behind. 3-2 to 2-1. There's the time remaining till quarter time. Crowd has built up a bit in the last 15 minutes or so. Not a bad crowd now. Dundas plays on to McCormack. Across half back. Lucky to be tackled high because there was some indecision there from Fitzroy moving that ball out.
He has turned it over a little bit today in the first quarter, Billy McCormack. Got onto a kick earlier, but his handball on a couple of occasions gone astray.
His kick is perfect, and here's the first gamer. Boyd takes it. Now Baldwin streaming up the middle with nobody approaching him. He might kick this from gaining the ball behind the centre. Baldwin's long kick, offline.
Oh.
Wielded.
Wasn't that spectacular?
He comes backwards, and the mark is taken by Wine. I think it's got to go back to Wheeldon. I'm not sure why.
The umpire had blown time on.
So Wheeldon now kicking from the pocket rather than Jimmy Wine kicking from almost right in front, 25 metres out. Kick by Wheeldon. Close, but just offline, I fancy. Through for a behind. He's kicked 1 goal, 2, which is nearly the entire, well, Fitzroy have kicked 2-4. Fitzroy have kicked 2-2. Morris off the ground. Tim Watson.
Yes, they've taken him straight up into the medical room to have a close look at it. At this stage, they're treating it merely as a sprain, but it's very doubtful whether he'll play any further part in the game.
On the half-back line now for the Hawks. Gale, away to Wine, who pulls it back cleverly, intended for guard. Jenke got a hand on it just as well. Dundas playing for the free kick. Condon gets it away. Jenke's got it now. And taking plenty of time is Ray Jenke. Kicks it very high back towards the wing. Jarman from behind, knocked away by Baldwin, who finds it again on the ground. Sweeping hand pass to Broderick. Well, the untidy handball actually aided the Lions. It comes eventually to McCormack. He got it from Paxman and goes across to Gale. Gale at left half forward. On the leader's Wind. That's the direction the kick takes. He slipped over. Pritchard hand passes away to Platten. So the moment passes for the Lions. Platten towards midfield, and McCrabb has taken the mark right in the centre circle. Austin McCrabb discarded by Geelong, goes down towards half forward, and Dunstall, or is it? It's Hall who's taken the mark. Hall has marked it just outside the 50.
They're questionable the way the players use their hands.
He goes looking for Dunstall now, and Dunstall has marked this one just inside the 50. Well, they had plenty of options bringing it in, and that's the beauty of this forward line for Hawthorn.
Should draw the viewer's attention to the fact that that is not blood or a graze on Dunstall's shoulder. He went for the first mark of the game on the 50-metre line. It's coloured in red dye. Consequently, it went onto his shoulder.
Dunstall kicks. Looks pretty good. That's a marvellous kick from there. He gets his second, and the fourth is on the board for Hawthorn. 4-2 to 2-2.
I thought he was sold a little into trouble on that occasion. There he is pushing away. I don't like that by the players. I'd rather them use their bodies. The umpire should see that type of thing, because the ball is not in the vicinity. It's a great kick nonetheless from Dunstall, his second for the game.
Dunstall now 80 goals for the season and the leader by a mile. Ball up in the centre, Platten last up. And the Hawks looking a bit ominous, 4-2 to 2-2. 5 minutes to go to quarter time. Paxman. Pritchard. Kick by Pritchard to half forward. Punch forward by Boyd. And good gather by McCormack, but then he kicked out of bounds on the full.
Interesting to see, Drew, that Paxman's got his knee up the last 2 times he and Lawrence have both gone for the ball. He's copped a couple, so he's obviously learning.
Centering kick. Caven in front. Taylor spoils from behind. Condon shrugs his way clear. Finds Jenke just outside 50. Ray Jenke's kick. Nobody back there. Pity about the accuracy, and it bounces out of bounds.
So a throw in. Left full forward for the Hawks. Just over 4 minutes remaining till quarter time, and they lead by 12 points. Paxman in front. Over the top Boyd, but straight down to Morrissey, who snaps and puts it through for another one for Hawthorn. James Morrissey from about 15 metres out stretches the lead to 18 points.
Well, would you believe that the man who got the hit out was Boyd, And have a guess who his opponent is. That man on screen there. Morrissey. That's a cardinal sin. You always go and pick up your opponent, especially on the back line, or I should say, I apologise, it might be Armstrong who's got the job on him now. We've changed it around a little bit since Morris went off the ground.
Clear lead to the Hawks. Lawrence wins in the middle. Punched on by Ayres, who's been a dominant player up where the action is, and Ayres is still there. Hawthorn by numbers. They'll force the ball up here. Now Gary Ayres, playing his 250th game, has had 7 kicks already in the first quarter. 7 kicks for number 7. And this ball up is just outside the centre square at centre half forward for the Hawks. 3.5 minutes to quarter time. Lawrence again, a big winner. Hudson runs onto it. Well done by Boyd. Platten after it. He might have given away a free kick. He has in the back.
So Boyd to take it. Interesting a mismatch there as Boyd plays on out to Roos. Now with Baldwin. Morrissey towers over Armstrong as the ball comes towards the wing. Opportunity here for Wine. Wine kicking towards half forward. Jenke storms away from guard, goes by Dundas. Still he goes, Ray Jenke was tripped. Well, that was dashing. He'll take the free kick on the wing.
Actually, that was a good free kick because he was off.
Morrissey wanting the ball in the air, not surprisingly, but Jenke goes the other way. Roos favoured by the kick, should have held on, didn't. Now an opportunity for Hudson. Lays it off, taken by Allen. Allen hurries the kick away, down towards the kick-off line, in from the side, Lynch claiming the ball is Hall. Feeds Gowers, open goal, Dunstall his third. Bit too easy.
The sign's not good for Fitzroy. The way Jenke's coming off the half-back line, going further down into the forward line, they're now starting to run the ball. And this is a classical build-up here. Hall, what a terrific handball. Gowers played a full back last week. Over to Dunstall, and Dunstall's third.
Well, after the first half of this first quarter, when nothing happened, Hawthorn have kicked 5 goals in 9 minutes and are swamping Fitzroy at the moment. Pritchard's hand pass blocked by Roos. Pritchard after it again. He'll be happy with the ball up at centre half forward. And all of a sudden, it's 38-14 in favour of Hawthorn. Well, the coach lambasted them privately and publicly after last week's 1-point loss to Adelaide. And I don't think you'd be a game to be a Hawthorn player unless you really had a dip today against Fitzroy.
And incidentally, they've put in 2 hard weeks on the track. Firstly after Footscray, and also this week, they really put a hard one in.
Another chance for the Hawks. Well, knees up that time, Paxman, and Lawrence couldn't get to it.
Oof.
Condon fighting hard. I'd like to have half an hour, and I'll start now with Don Scott. Free kick to Fitzroy, the ruck tactics. Now you would go up with your knees and feet up, belt the other bloke out of the way
Paxman's
first.
taken a little while to learn because Lawrence got him early, and Lawrence got him back a couple of times, but there's a creed amongst ruckmen. As soon as you get one, you give it back the next time. So there's a little bit of respect.
Ball on the Fitzroy half-forward line. Collins gets it away. Condon. Down goes Jarman. Missing the ball, Baldwin. Not so Gowers, who soccers it down towards half-forward. Armstrong held without it. Still play goes on. There's no whistle. Gowers cleverly. Brilliant vision. Honoured the voice from Platten. Platten goes long inside the attacking 50. Dunstall lurking behind. Juggled attempt down there is paid to Seacamp. He plays on. Away comes Lynch. Out of the back pocket, sends play wide towards the wing. Ill-directed though. Gowers, valiant attempt to mark, couldn't rake it in. It ricochets out of bounds, will be thrown in. Down towards left half forward for the Hawks, who lead 6-2 to 2-2. Condon has been very busy, 9 possessions so far. Paxman works his way in front. McCrabb over the ball. Stevens tackled by Condon. Now Platten should get a free kick. Held without it. John Platten down towards his attacking 50.
And a 50-metre penalty, which should bring John Platten well within goal-scoring range. One of the dangers, Don, of Paul Roos being a defender, chasing the ball, is he can let the play get behind him. He's had just 4 touches in the first quarter.
Well, it's interesting, Drew, that his man, Austin McCrabb, is playing more or less a defensive role as centre half forward. He's following Roos wherever he goes.
John Platten lining up for Hawthorn's 7th goal. Man on the mark's only 15 metres out from goal. Platten kicks it. Siren goes, and after 15 minutes which produced nothing, all of a sudden the last 15 minutes has seen Hawthorn run out to a lead of 7-2 to 2-2. Thanks, Tim. In the day, I want 20 minutes from you, Don, on ruck play, tactics, knees, hips, boot stops, the lot.
Well, we'll see what happens here, Drew, because they're going to go at it again. Paxman on the right and Lawrence left.
5-goal lead to the Hawks starting the second quarter. Bit of a mess up in the middle, and the umpire will ball it up again.
Now Paxman's making a bit of a contest. There's Ayres and McCormack at it. But now there's a contest between Paxman and Lawrence not as dominant.
Lawrence wins this one pretty clearly. Roos slightly missed that one. A hand pass comes out from Jarman to Ayres, onto Platten. Oh, he's got men running everywhere. Gowers just outside the 50, takes the mark. Andrew Gowers, who played only 7 games last year, but all 12 so far this year, into the pack at full forward. Roos to the front, and Roos marks.
Good mark too, plays on immediately. This is Lynch to wind in the back pocket, who goes against the flow now, and as a result gets himself into some degree of trouble. Back it comes to Roos eventually, who clears it towards the wing. Taylor in best position, almost the juggled mark. Jenke goes in solidly over the top of guard. Meantime it spills behind, taken by Pritchard. He was well shepherded by Condon, boots it back towards the attacking 50. Hudson waits behind, wrenched off him by Armstrong. Slung as he kicked, it goes about 15 metres. Pritchard to Condon. Condon swings it out wide, and Gowers within goal scoring range. So Gowers will kick from about 40 metres out. Just slipping away, getting behind the defence. And Gowers has missed to the close side. Hawthorn stretched their lead though. They dominate this game 7-3 to 2-2.
Anderson and McDonald on the bench for Hawthorn as they started the game. Lynch kicks in. He's conceded 3 already to Dunstall. Hudson. Ayres has been a fantastic player in his 250th. Free kick was going to be paid. Advantage now to Platten. He comes wide, and somehow Hawthorn are finding players 15 metres in the clear. Morrissey has a quick look, bangs for goal and gets it. His second, and the Hawks ominous at 8-3 to 2-2.
The second for the game. The former, I don't know, he's gone back to teaching, Jamie Morrissey, but he was a high school teacher at Doncaster. Gave it away for 12 months. That was last year. I don't know whether he's gone back and resumed his teaching profession. There he is, coming back into this side. Number 35.
Well, as you can see, he's a lot taller than Armstrong, and I suggest a lot faster as well.
Oh.
Don's enjoying this.
Oh, he didn't even want to know about it.
Gowers through the middle, back towards Morrissey, and Armstrong again. Coming through strongly, Seacamp up from the back pocket for Fitzroy, sends play towards the wing. Opportunity for Caven now. Nicely done, fitted inside, wind. Roderick. Now Gale up from the wing. Gale, little chip pass, intended for Abbott, too much carry. Collins gets in behind and gets the ball across the boundary line for the Hawks.
Let's hope Fitzroy really do make a game of this, because there are a lot of interested viewers viewing it through Imparsia TV. It goes through Central Australia. And having gone up there after last year's football season, I was amazed the number of people who look every Sunday, or every Saturday for the match of the day.
Dundas into Lyon, who was disappointing last week, and he's caught here this time, holding it. And Ross Lyon having another start to this game that he'd rather forget. Just 3 possessions. Condon, the tackler, wins the free kick. Up short of centre wing, Lawrence. McCrabb, number 38. Roos taps out to Dundas. Oh, well done, Platt. You're a champ, son. Oh, I love watching him play. The ball goes out of play, and he's a bit stiff not to get a free kick as well.
Throw in on the wing. Lawrence and Paxman. Falls forward. Dundas is over the ball. Shovels it out. Threw it out, says the umpire to Baldwin. So a Hawthorn free kick on the wing. Nothing working for Fitzroy at the present time. McCrabb wanting to take the kick. will be his to take.
Hurt himself too, Dundas.
This is Condon. Short towards half forward. Gowers having to stretch. Arriving late with Stevens. Gowers has the ball inside the centre square. 8-3 plays 2-2. To the run of Ayres. Not a particularly good kick. A very high one. They contest just outside the 50. Opportunity for Fitzroy's Wine. Did well. Seacamp has it. Forward of right half back. Now an opportunity. Guard. Meters in the clear. No one ahead of him. Just one pair down the ground. Guard goes to them on the lead. Wheeldon got away from Langford and takes a very good mark.
Actually, that was really interesting what Wheeldon was doing, because as Guard was going down that outer flank, he was signalling to him, calling him to come long, come long, come long. And then all of a sudden, just as Langford turned his back on Wheeldon, Wheeldon let out. Guard had plenty of time to bring that ball back, and consequently he could go with confidence. Wheeldon, it was a good passage of play.
He's kicked one of their 2 goals. The margin currently 37 points, so they desperately need a goal here. Wheeldon from 40 metres out. It's close. It's good. Wheeldon second, and the margin is back to 31 points.
Well, he's a player who really should be playing maybe at a half-forward flank, but because of the injury to Richard Osborne, he's now playing at full forward. He's got himself a little fitter than what he looked at the start of the year, but that was a good lead. He's got real football talent, this man here. He's been a little...
He's got to be a bit of a worry to Hawthorn at the moment, Chris Langford. In the horrors at the moment. Wind out of the middle. The umpire's whistle's gone. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick. Now it's coming back up to Condon. Well, with nobody standing the mark, they all came back. Condon on the run, drives to full forward. Hall is there outnumbered. And a fine mark taken by Armstrong.
I think there's a free kick. Yes, he's picked it out.
Against Seacamp on Hall.
Was being held, Hall. Yes, I could see it. I just wondered whether the umpire could. Just prior to Armstrong taking the mark. A lot of bodywork going on, but Seacamp did have hold of Hall.
Hall for his first goal. Right in front, 40 metres out. Drifts to the right a bit and misses. Hall's another player, just at the moment, not in red-hot form. Lynch kicks in for Baldwin. Oh, McCrabb got there to spoil, and Hawthorn are going to finish up with it. They have the numbers. Jarman, fairly quiet at the moment. It comes to McCrabb, centering kick over the head of Platten. Tapped out of there. A lightning hand pass Seacamp, Armstrong it was. They haven't cleared the area yet. Off the ground, Seacamp. Taylor got a fist of the ball. Lyon charges at it. Jarman again to Lawrence. Now the Hawks have it. Ayres has been unbelievable. Oh, he backs himself this time. The hand pass is wild out of there. Seacamp.
Long kick through the middle towards half forward. Abbott takes the mark on his chest. Paul Abbott wants to go and does. Broderick. Long down towards Wheeldon, who's won out again. Wheeldon does brilliantly. Heads back for an open goal. Has a bounce. 5 metres out, kicks it. Well, he's winning the battle 1-1 with Langford. Very important goal, that one. 8-4 to 4-2.
Well, they had Chris Langford at centre-half back last week, Hawthorn. From what I've heard, he's been a little bit sloppy at the full-back position, Langford. Really, Wheeldon, who's really half his size, used his body well then. Maybe they're going to make a change. Hawthorn.
Well, Fitzroy have got the last 2 through Wheeldon. Lawrence winning everything in the middle for Hawthorn. Wine's hand pass is blind, taken by Jarman. Platten interfered with. Armstrong gives away the free kick.
50 metres.
Might have been, but not going to be. Platten to the lead of Dunstall. That's just so easy. Well, Lynch complaining, but well, Dunstall left him by 5 metres.
But also Paxman should have been dropping in. Paxman is on the 50-metre line with his hands on hips. See how Dunstall holds on. Actually, Lynch is pretty good at it too. He holds around the back of the body so the umpire can't see, as if he's cuddling his opponent. But Paxman should have been dropping into that hole.
Dunstall for his 4th. Oh, this is an avalanche. He does like Waverley. He kicked 12 here in round 1 against Geelong.
And we'll watch this on screen, what they do here, the players. Look, see how...
Well, Lynch has got a legitimate gripe, hasn't he? I mean, it should have been his free
kick. It goes
kick.
on everywhere, Dennis. I can't understand why umpires can't see that type of thing. It's going on everywhere around the ground. It's a dirty aspect of our game.
Came at a bad time for the Lions, that goal to Hawthorn. Both full forwards putting on a very good exhibition at the present time. Dunstall has 4, Wielden has 3. This is Lyon. Across his body down towards half forward, going back with the flight of the ball. Allen misses the mark. Was taken high. That was silly by Dundas. The ball was on the ground to be won, but Dundas went at the man. So Allen up from right half back with the free. Squares it. That's interesting, but Collins meters in the clear. Can go again to Langford. He wants to. Not a particularly good handball. Langford's got it left half back. Little chip pass, gets it to McGuinness.
Wasn't the confidence booster Langford was looking for.
No. Not all that fluid either, that movement by Hawthorn. It comes to Collins eventually. He goes very wide, and the end result is Boyd takes the mark.
Fitzroy have made a change. Coming on is Shane Stevenson. He's the last-minute replacement for John Blakey. And Armstrong going off. I think it's Armstrong down there in front of the dugout.
Baldwin initiated this move. Eventually it comes to Caven. And now Broderick. Broderick to Stevenson, the new man on the ground. He's got it on the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Langford and Wielden go at it again. Wielden the better judgment. Well, he's winning this battle decisively. Another open goal. He runs in and kicks his 4th. So Wielden has 4 of 5. And it's 9-4 to 5-2.
Well, maybe Hawthorn were caught napping on that occasion because it was Stevenson who just came onto the ground. That was a beautiful kick from that fellow. A long kick. Went over the head of Langford. He's really not judging the ball to what it should be judged. Langford is really out of sorts. Wielden, his 4th.
Well, at one stage, Hawthorn led 52 to 14, and Fitzroy have come right back now to trail by 26 points. And mainly through the efforts of Wielden. Baldwin's hand pass a bit slick for Roos. Ayres goes off the ground. Give him another kick for that one. Boyd, the first gamer, doing all right. Comes to Allen. His left footer. Well, Gowers 20 metres in the clear. Dunstall leads and breaks away. The kick's not great. On the bounce, Dunstall. The hand pass to Morrissey. Shrugs the tackle. Bang! Hooked it back too far. Should have goaled from there.
Broderick is now picking up Morrissey. When Armstrong went off, they had to change their forward line a bit. Now Broderick was picking up Platten or tagging Patton. He's now on Morrissey. There you can see number 17, Paul Broderick. So I think he was Fitzroy's second in Fitzroy's best and fairest last year.
Third, I think.
Actually.
Yeah.
Third.
Lynch kicks in. Members side. Platten goes up in front. Dives after it, ferrets it back between his legs. Broderick in the grasp, got it away though. Wine did well, knocked it across to McCormick. McCormick boots towards half forward. From behind the mark is held by Taylor. Taylor plays on immediately, feeds it out to Jenke. Jenke's high kick towards the wing. Morrissey's in front and takes the mark. He's had 3 opponents in this term. He started on Armstrong. Wind was on him briefly. And now Broderick as the ball comes towards the half forward flank and the mark is held by Allen.
Very loose, Fitzroy. Very loose indeed.
Allen wants to go. Centering kick. Dunstall's the target. Lynch from behind. Able to get a fist on that one. Paxman. Close quarters to Lyon. Surely he must get a free for a push on the back. Advantage is paid. It comes from Gale to Broderick. Dundas has got it. Lacking support. Well, he did brilliantly. Bounced off 2 of them. And then the ball usage was pretty good too. Abbott couldn't pick it up at his bootstraps. Deflects it across to Stevenson. Baldwin's got the run of it 40 metres out from goal. This could be a hard-working goal. Wielden, it's gone through in any case. It's a goal. Well, what a terrific goal that was. Nothing came easy. The length of the ground for Fitzroy. Wielden perhaps was going to get a free there. As it was, it didn't matter.
Well, there, what a passenger play to start it off with. He was going to be collected, but he just got out of it. Dundas, a good tackle by Taylor. Stevenson figuring again. Did Jarman infringe? The umpire said no, but players went to ground. I thought Wielden may have touched it.
Well, this is incredible. Fitzroy have kicked 4 of the last 5 goals, and they've got themselves back with a chance. Line, great desperation. Line, kick drops a bit short. Jarman thumps the ball towards the 50-metre line. Caven approaches it straight on. Might have been a free against Morrissey. Hudson, he's lost it. Seacamp, the hand pass out. Gale, Fitzroy looking a mile better. Ruse, up towards half forward. Stevenson with Collins. Collins trying to hand pass around him. Kicks the ball in. Great by Andy Collins. Lawrence to Platten. Platten's pass to half forward. Wine gets a fingernail to it. Keeps it in. Fitzroy looked down and out about 10 minutes ago. One-handed by Lyon, no mark. Collins' hand pass intercepted, and the ball goes out of play. And we have a football game now, whereas a while ago we didn't really have one.
2 Rovers out there, number 2. Dundas, very similar to Platten. He goes all day. Maybe in years to come he will be as good as John Platten.
Stevenson tries to slap it across to McCormick. Baldwin goes in very strongly. We heard that the coach had words to him at quarter time. Well, he's responded. He's really throwing himself in. Meantime, Abbott battles there with Taylor.
What a battle that is. They're on each other. An ex-Hawthorn and an ex-Fitzroy playing for the opposite colours.
Yes. They've gone full circle. This is
a Hawthorn player down 2 behind.
Well, McCrabb dropped an easy mark. Allen went off the ground, brilliantly picked up by Gowers. Strong attempt at the tackle by Ruse. Jarman is the man down. Meantime, storming through is Paxman. A look-away handball. Baldwin gives it back to Paxman. Good footy by the Lions. Strong tackle, though, applied by Gowers on Ruse. Back it comes to the man who put it down towards half forward. McCrabb takes the mark.
Hudson's gone off for Hawthorn and McDonald on.
It was Anderson, I think, who booted it down towards half forward. He's on the ground. Meantime, the mark is held by Boyd. There's Jarman. So plenty happening here at the present time.
He's
Roderick
okay.
away to Stevens.
Fitzroy moving the ball up the middle corridor. Stevens to Dundas. Guard behind the ball, and Jenke takes the mark. Across the half-back line, he goes to Lawrence. Hawthorn need to settle here. McDonald started the game on the bench. Might have been a bit of shifting turf then. Looked pretty ugly. Hall keeps the ball out in front, goes off the ground. Langford's come all the way from full-back to half-forward. Let's sock it out of bounds on the bounce, and we'll have a throw-in. And Langford will go all the way back with Wheeldon. Wheeldon, who's kicked 3 goals in this quarter and 4 for the game.
Actually, Anderson not on the ground. McGuinness was the man who drove them down in that last exchange as Gale gets it away. This is Lyon. Fitzroy playing 50% better, if not more, at the present time than they were 15 minutes ago. The improvement has been quite pronounced as Taylor slides in and deflects it out of bounds. So Caven has the job on Dunstall, and Lynch appears at this stage to be a spearman in defence up near the 50-metre line as Boyd gets it to Paxman. And Paxman goes long down towards half forward. McCrabb goes back with Ruse.
Oh, well done.
It on superbly. Taken by Wheeldon again, who snaps and gets his fifth. Well, he's unstoppable at one end, and Dunstall causing all sorts of problems to Fitzroy at the other. And suddenly we've got a game of footy, 9-5 to 7-2.
Well, he's got to thank some of the guys further up the ground. What an effort here by Ruse. Now, look, he just gets a hand to it, Ruse. Look. And there he is in the right place at the right time, Wheeldon. But then again, all good footballers are in the right place at the right time. He's 4th for the quarter, 5 for the game.
Well, the Lions were out of it 10 minutes ago. They've now kicked 7-2, and Wheeldon's kicked 5-2. Out of the middle, a high ball. Gee, don't come back. Fitzroy free kick. And this is Brad Boyd, making his debut in the seniors today. Ex-Collingwood player. Lynch taken away from full-back. Short pass. Mark taken by Paxman. Sweeps the hand pass into Baldwin. Unrecognisable from the rabble of 10 minutes ago. Baldwin to full forward. Collins is back there. He taps for Langford, who's having a horror, and the ball goes out of play. Deliberate, and it's a Fitzroy free kick, and it's going to be taken by Shane Stevenson, who was an emergency, and came into the game to replace John Blakey. Well, the Hawthorn fans not happy.
Rightly so.
Left footer. Oh, it's not a bad effort for a left footer. A goal.
Oh. Not a bad one. What a great kick for goal. Because he's on the wrong kicking side for a left footer. There wouldn't be any daylight from where he was actually kicking the ball. We had a great camera shot earlier. Leon Wiegard, former chairman in screen. Boy, what a kick for goal from Stevenson. Fantastic. There he is coming off the bench to replace Blakey in the selected side.
Well, they were very lucky to get that free kick. Still, they got it. Hawthorn punished as a result. Fitzroy again out of the middle. McCormack down towards half forward. Leading back in the race is Jarman. 9-5 to 8-2. Jarman from half back goes towards the wing. Seecamp's in front, going back on Gowers. Gowers could have been held. Seecamp could have been pushed.
Was he a good player in the West?
Yes, showed a lot of promise in a struggling team. But I know he was very high on the list for the Eagles. They would have liked him, but he'd gone. I suppose if you're number one, you go pretty quickly. Lyon comes over the top. McGuinness. It ricochets off Lyon. Roos, can he keep it in? He does initially. About the wisdom of that, perhaps, as he slaps it away to McGuinness. McGuinness from the wing down towards half forward. Terrific performance by Fitzroy to work their way back into this one. Stevens guided it down to his own advantage initially, then socket off the ground. Baldwin, who's been a prime mover, strongly tackled by Ayres. Wine goes down. Back comes Baldwin. Wine's getting a free kick. He was taken high.
Drew the umpire's attention to it too, Wine.
13 possessions for Wine. McCormack goes out wide. Lyon, who's certainly getting a lot of possessions too, towards the pocket. Wielden is down there. Outmaneuvered this time by Jenke.
They made the change. Jenke now on Wielden at full back.
Wielden has 5 goals towards the outer side. McGuinness taken late by Roos, and 50 metres is awarded.
Langford seems to be playing across half back now for Hawthorn.
That's an interesting one. The umpire awarding 50, but doing nothing else about it. So obviously he thought it was rather crude and late. There's McGuinness. High kick inside the 50. Lynch from behind, bounces off his chest. Morrissey has been lively on the forward line. 60 metres from goal. Gets it back to Jarman. Jarman just outside the 50. The centering kick. Lynch goes in from the side. Juggles the mark. It's paid. Told to play on. Lynch with all the time in the world in defence. Almost too much time. Eventually boots it towards the outer side. Over the top, McGuinness the flyer. It falls to Jarman. 60 metres out goes short Gowers.
Jarman's starting to come into it now. He's had 14 possessions.
So the margin has shrunk to just 9 points. At quarter time it was 7-2 to 2-2. And the margin got bigger than that. Gowers gets a timely goal for the Hawks.
Gowers drifting down off the wing. Having an interesting battle out there. I think his opponent is Baldwin. Or is it Seecamp? Could be Seecamp. This fellow played at full back last week and really was out of his depth in that position. It's good to see Hawthorn put him back further up the ground.
Seven minutes remaining to half-time, and Hawthorn's lead 15 points. Platten out of the middle. Crunch down. Allen, little soccer forward. Gowers after it again. Kick up towards the 50. Hall leads the trainer. Goes back to Gowers. Good pick up at bootlaces height. McDonald, 40 metres from goal, close to the boundary line. He's got Dunstall or McGuinness. It takes a while to get rid of the kick. He fancies your chances of kicking the goal. Well, the breeze has sprung up in this quarter, and it favours Fitzroy. They've kicked 6 goals straight to 3-3. Kick by McDonald. On the line, it's punched through by Seecamp or Caven, and through for a behind.
So Jimmy Wind out on this wind out on the 50-metre line, shaking his head. He really got collected by his teammate Ross Lyon. The last centre bounce down, Lyon coming strongly in off the side.
Caven short pass to Brendan McCormack. And his kick over halfback. Oh, well done. McGuinness got his hand to that ball. It looked like being a mark to Lynch, and now it's a throw-in.
Right half forward for Hawthorn, just under 6 minutes till half-time. Ayres, clean possession, smothered off the boot though. McCrabb, not a particularly good hand pass. Boyd goes against the flow and does very well. Roos will need to be quick. Jarman got him. Ball jarred free. Sliding in there was Condon, slaps it out. Opportunity now eventually for Hawthorn's Jarman. In goes McCrabb. Jarman gives it away straight to Roos. Roos across the ground. Foot race towards the outer side. Paxman should be too nimble here. Lawrence in pursuit. He slipped over. As a result, it confused Paxman a little bit. He remains confused. Lawrence did brilliantly. Slaps it out to McDonald. McDonald on the wing. Will go in short. On the lead is Platten. Forward at centre wing. That was a big turnover on the outer side. Platten. High kick down towards Dunstall, who pushes out, but in the meantime Stevens drifts in, takes the mark, sends it away to Lyon, who goes short to Broderick.
That was the play of the day on centre wing by Stephen Lawrence. Broderick ridden into the ground by Ayres. McGuinness's hand pass. Platten is there, goes back. Some desperation in this game. It started like a Sunday picnic, but now it's really warmed up. We'll have a ball up at centre half forward for the Hawks. They're into the breeze now. It started as about a no-goal advantage. It might be even, well, the flag I can see looks about a 2-goal breeze to Fitzroy. Lynch wins. Jarman, great second quarter, top kick. Ball on his chest, within kicking distance.
The Fitzroy defenders got to man up, shoulder to shoulder. Look at the latitude there, Stevenson with Hall.
Should be a goal to the ex-South Australian. 40 metres out. He's kicked it. A steadier for the Hawks. Margin 22 points with under 4 minutes to go to half-time.
He's only played about 60 to 70 games, Hall. And that's due to the fact he's had a lot of injuries. Knee injuries. He's a talented player. Great dedication to come back after those 2 operations. Probably not as effective as what he should be, out of form at the moment. But touch is a funny thing, goes with confidence.
Hawthorn have kicked the last 2 goals in this game then as Lawrence gets it down, taken by McCormick. Boots it towards half forward, running back with the flight of the ball. Guard takes the mark, was too quick to want to play on there. Knocked on by Abbott. Wine couldn't control it. Langford goes off the ground. The mark is held by Roos about 60 metres out from goal. Paul Roos with Fitzroy wanting one here. Towards the pocket. Wheeldon pitches awkwardly in front of him. Strong tackle by Gowers. Opportunity for Seekamp. He goes to ground. Abbott stood up in the tackle. Guard snaps. And misses to the near side. He got a very good goal last week in similar circumstances.
Could have dragged that back into the centre. There's a fight. Back pocket. A little bit of feeling there. Eddie Rabbit, as they used to call him. Paul Abbott involved with a bit of a skirmish with some of his teammates. There's a 50-metre penalty being paid. That's a great 50-metre penalty.
Does the point count?
McGuinness has kicked to centre wing. Jarman. Now, I thought he had a reasonably quiet start. All of a sudden, he's had 17 possessions to Morrissey. Kicked by Morrissey. Dunstall sandwiched. Well done by Caven. But Pritchard at the front. Caven again. Back to Stevens. Good combination. Out of defence by McCormack. Close to the boundary line and guard. At half-back flank. 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. Condon takes the mark, centre of the ground. Into McGuinness. Inside the 50. Platten at the back. Pulled off it, no free kick. The hand pass by Lynch finds Gale. Chance here for Fitzroy. They have the numbers down the centre. Broderick. Through the Seagulls he goes to Paxman. Roos runs onto it. 49 metres out. He chips it high for Wheeldon. Pushed out. Free kick right in front.
Down the other end a minute ago when Dunstall went for the ball. Caven had both hands wrapped around him. The umpire didn't see that.
Now this is going to be 5 goals for the quarter for Darren Wheeldon.
He's putting himself in front. There's a trip there.
Not
But it was
much in it.
really an accidental trip, but I suppose... Oh, I don't know about those tripping things. Both players had their eye on the ball. It's just unfortunate.
Well, he didn't pay a trip, the umpire, Don.
What pushing?
Pushing.
Man on the mark, right in front, 20 metres out. Wielden should get his 6th. Oh, he's poked it out to the right. Disappointing result. And he's got 5 goals, 3 in Fitzroy score.
Well, if that's pushing, Wielden was already going to ground when Jenke got an arm to him.
Yes, in this day and age, not much to that one. Still, Langford's got the ball. Hawthorn not penalised too severely. Langford having a terrible day. Miscues, and the ball bounces out of bounds at half-back. So 11-6 to 8-4. Terrific turn by Fitzroy after Hawthorn came out storming to start this term. They've come back like a good side, Fitzroy. Paxman hooks it behind the pack. Langford bumped off it. Down goes McCormack, back through his legs. This is Condon. Way to Ayres, who's been resolute throughout the first half. Shocking kick, though. McGuinness tries to go off the ground. It goes guard solidly. Crashing in Baldwin. He's been inspired in this second term. Baldwin, 14 possessions, and he's thrown his body in. And again, in evidence there.
Well done by Boyd, because he really had to stand to be counted on that occasion. It's not easy to stand there when somebody's running you down.
So 50 seconds remaining in the term.
Comes Fitzroy's way. Guard's hand pass is blocked. Taken by Condon. Looks for Allen. Now Ayres. Ayres has been great. It's 15 possessions. Morrissey. Short pass. Jarman. Uplifted by Gale. Time running out. 35 seconds. Kick by Jarman. Dunstall marks.
He's terrific over the first couple of yards. Jason Dunstall. Very, very, very quick.
Well, both full forwards should have 5 goals to half-time. Dunstall, he loves it at Waverley, doesn't he? He's kicked 2 bags of 12 out here. Right in front, 40 metres. That's 5 to half-time for Dunstall. And there is the siren. The Hawks moving all right despite the absence of Dermot Brereton. And the half-time margin is 26 points. After at one stage it had been 38 for Hawthorn, and then Fitzroy got to within 9. So Hawthorn started the quarter well, had a lapse in the middle, and then finished well. Darren Wielden kicked 4 in that quarter to have 5 goals, 3 to half-time. Dunstall 2 in that quarter to have 5 straight to half-time. Paul Roos has wandered around the ground, not quite as dominant as usual, but still has 10 possessions to the long break. And at half-time here in the mini-elimination final, Hawthorn 12-6. Fitzroy 8 goals 4. So we get underway at the start of the second half. Lawrence wins down to Condon, and the Hawks have this slight breeze in the third quarter. But the kick by Condon is marked by Guard at centre half-back. Out he comes to half-back flank. Gale takes the mark. Short pass, very wide. It's a long way home at Waverley when you go around there, and the ball's out of play. We'll have a boundary throw in. 27 points the margin at half-time. Lynch in ruck this time, and he gets it down, and Fitzroy win it out of there beautifully. Out to Lyon. His kick is poor. Wielden, a sensational second quarter. His hand pass went behind Gale. And another hand pass almost went behind another teammate in Broderick. Now they have it. Lynch, short pass is good. Dundas unmarked in the forward pocket. Goal or pass?
Oh.
He's not sure. Well, eventually it was 5 bob each way.
Gee.
And it's through for a behind.
Yeah.
Very indecisive, aren't they? They seem to have a lot of time. When you have a lot of time, you're in a... Well, you just don't do the instinctive thing, and players usually react instinctively and do the right thing. There was Lynched in the back line earlier, and that time, in the second quarter, and that time, Dundas had a lot of time to do what he wanted, but really didn't muck it up.
Lawrence short to McCrabb. From the defensive 50. High towards the wing. The mark is held out there by Guard, who's gone on to Morrissey.
Should have been a free kick.
Guard plays on immediately. This is Roos, the defensive side of the wing. Hoisted high down towards half forward. Abbott, the flyer in that pack. It collapsed. Lawrence did well directing it down to Platten, who boots it to the wing, and over the top. Jarman, a terrific mark. Jarman between the centre circle and right centre wing. Chips it in short. McDonald. McCrabb hard against the line. Hugs the boundary. Dunstall. So Dunstall's got 5 so far. Wants the short pass. Goes back to McDonald, who was involved earlier. And the ball is forced away. Good defence by Boyd going back on him. Able to get it across the boundary.
Actually, that was good play by McDonald, because I saw him figure earlier in the passage of play, and he ran on. He was the only player who was in that pack of play, or that passage of play, that actually ran down the ground. He's rewarded. It's good play by the youngster.
Hall dumped in a good tackle. Probably too good to be rewarded with a free kick, and the umpire will ball it up. Paxman, the tackler. Paxman up high here. Stevens swamped. Hall back over his shoulder. Not a bad effort. And through for a behind. So a behind each to start this third quarter. Margin 27 points.
Caven to bring it in. Crunch time for the Lions. You get the feeling they've got to do something here, otherwise the season will be passing them by as Platten goes in short and the mark is held by Pritchard. He'll kick from about 50 metres out. Very sharp angle. He starts his run outside the boundary line. Pritchard misses to the near side. Hawthorn increased their lead. It's now 28 points. Interesting, at half-time a point was taken off the total for Fitzroy. They were 8-3 at half-time. They left the ground, the scoreboard showing 8-4. There was some controversy over a behind midway through the term. Ruse, very strong mark. Just outside the defensive 50. Paul Ruse. Quite cold at Waverley. And Ruse taking plenty of time. Eventually goes to midfield. Lynch up one-handed, knocks it down. Gale. This is Stevens coming up from half-back. Booting out wide. Lyon will need to go. Bounces off his body. Dundas is favoured. Gets the hand pass off to Broderick. Broderick about 70 metres from goal. Goes looking for Stevenson and finds it inside the 50.
Good passage. Play by Fitzroy. And they brought it down from Ruse. They were drawing players on the handball. That was well done by Broderick after getting the handball from Dundas.
Stevenson kicks from 45 metres out. Kicked a nice goal in the second term. Misses this time to the near side. So both teams have added 2 behinds to start this third quarter. Hudson on the bench with Anderson. And now Jenke looking to put it back into play. 12-8, 8-5. Jenke goes to the outer side. Ruse is up. Juggled attempt at the mark. Not paid. Lawrence. McCrabb does well in a tight situation. McGuinness, some width on the hand pass. Gowers will need to go. He left it behind. Ayres arrives though. Ayres playing his 250th. Hooks it down towards half forward for his side. Guard goes back with courage. Knocked away from Dunstall. McCormack, who's been busy, to Guard. Untidy. Jarman did well. Knocks it to the advantage of Hall. Hall 40 metres from goal. Pulls it back. I think he had a little each way there. Dunstall in the square. Goals were beckoning too. He missed both, but by a narrow margin.
It's well done by Jarman on that half-forward flank. It caused the ball to be turned over. Fitzroy were going to get it away with a chain of hand passes, but well intercepted by Jarman.
Caven kicks into the outer side. Ruse was up, couldn't control it once more. Morrissey overran it. Ruse goes back in, and we've got a whistle. Just under 20 minutes till three-quarter time. And a very important term, this one, for Fitzroy.
Hawks won their 2 games against Fitzroy last year by 126 and 157 points. Morrissey goes forward. McDonald buffeted off the ball by Stevens, who played beautifully there. From behind centre halfback, he clears to the halfback flank. Wine gives chase. knocked over by his own man. Comes to Condon, round the corner. Any amount of Hawks. They're queuing up here like a bus line. Dunstall takes the mark in the forward pocket.
Platten, he can pop it over, but no, he's been picked up by Dundas now, Platten. Donald chipping it. They're really good with their feet, Hawthorn, the way they pass the ball around. They don't have many handballs, but their kicking to position is just, and to a man, is fantastic.
Dunstall for number 6. Perfect kicking.
Well, he's kicked 17 goals here this year, Jason Dunstall. It's not quite on that today, but then again, that's his 6th goal just coming after half-time. It's still a great effort. It's Condon, McDonald to Dunstall. Where are the Fitzroy defenders? That's been a bit of a problem.
6 goals for Jason Dunstall. So far this season he's taken 111 marks. Next best for Hawthorn, Darren Jarman 64. So remarkable figures by the league's leading goal scorer. Here's Condon. He stood up in the tackle. Gowers was held without it. Gale, great courage from Platten, throwing himself in. Barber's delight in there. And the ball up alongside the centre circle.
And a mother's nightmare. His mum's been over to watch the last couple of games. Every time he goes in like that, she'd shudder, wouldn't she?
Oh. So would his insurance agent, I'm sure.
And dentist.
He's done it for a long time now. He stood the test of time, John Platten, one of the greats at Hawthorn. Lawrence gets it down. Pritchard. It ricochets across to Condon. Condon's hand pass is good to McDonald, who goes again. This is Gowers, 45 metres out. A question of accuracy. It is. And Hawthorn now move away once more. 14-9 to 8-5. And you keep wondering if Fitzroy can keep going with them.
This is the problem with Fitzroy. They really want to bottle it up. They've tried. I watched them against Collingwood a couple of weeks ago. And as soon as Collingwood got out and opened the game up and started to run it as Hawthorn are doing, Fitzroy are in real trouble. They can bottle it up and hold Hawthorn up. They may get in, but gee, it's going to be a struggle now. 40 points of difference.
.40 points the margin, the biggest lead of the day. Lawrence out of the middle, but doesn't clear it. Allen's pulled off his kick. McCormack dishes out the hand pass to Roos. Roos steadies, drives it to full forward. Wheeldon leads. Oh, good mark. Why, gee, there was nothing Jenky could do about that. Great kick by Roos, who had plenty of time to spot his target. And a difficult mark taken by Wheeldon, charging straight at the ball and marking one grab overhead.
Playing that full forward position intelligently today, Darren Wheeldon. He's using his mobility. Can't use his body terribly much because he's not a big fellow. He's against bigger opponents.
Wheeldon for number 6. Good distance. Yes.
Well, we've got 2 footed forwards, certainly having a day out. He's just kicked his 6th. 6 goals, 3 for the day, Wheeldon. And he ran onto this confidently. It was put in to the forward line. Nobody there to block it for Hawthorn. Getting away from Jenky. And has done particularly well today, Wheeldon.
So the margin is 34 points. Lawrence gets it down. 26 goals on the season for Wheeldon. Lawrence towards half forward with a kick, and Boyd goes back. It was touched off the boot. And there's going to be a ball up at centre half back for Fitzroy.
Be impressed with Boyd today.
Wheeldon's 26 goals on the season, second best at Fitzroy, trailing Richard Osborne with 39. Paxman gets a run at it. Pritchard throws it in reverse. Thrust forward was Gary Ayres. We've got a whistle and a bounce. 14-9 to 9-5. The margin was 30 points at quarter time, 27 at half time. Fitzroy got within 9 points midway through that second quarter. Clean possession to Boyd, who then had the misfortune to fall over. Lawrence fell on top of him, and another whistle. Boyd has been quite impressive. Lawrence and Paxman go at it again. Paxman with the leap. Lyon on the burst, kicking it down towards half forward. Abbott, good strong mark. Paul Abbott wants to go and does. Dundas has got it now to the voice of Gale. Gale can settle. 40 metres out goes Goldwood. Looks good. I think he's got it. It grazed the post. They needed that one. They didn't get it.
That passage of play, and it's obviously what they've got to do, Fitzroy, is get fellows coming down the ground. They're trying to draw fellows coming past, as Dundas did on that occasion with Gale. That was good play.
Fitzroy go forward again. A clever tap onto Wine. A hurried kick to the forward line. Dundas is there. Pokes it towards the goal square, but Jenke drops back for Hawthorn. Jarman. 14 possessions in the second quarter, Darren Jarman. Draws a man. Goes over the top of Seacamp to Gowers. Not a great kick by Gowers. Gives Roos half a chance, but Pritchard marks at centre wing. Kick by Pritchard. Hall leads. Kick and a half to goal from there. Dunstall leads. They get back to number up on him. Guard takes the mark. Hawthorn fans not too happy with the mark call. Jeremy Guard, who played in Claremont's premiership team in Perth last year and was one of a number of Claremont players taken in the national draft. Here's Caven. Good mark. Fitzroy on the move. Stevens. Condon gets back to take the mark behind centre wing for the Hawks.
Centres it. Intended for Taylor, who didn't mark it. As a result, they've got a problem. Ayres quickly puts paid to that. Way to Pritchard. Pritchard, a probing kick. Dunstall on the lead. Well, Paxman trying to get in front of him, but Dunstall worked it very well. The angle's superb there.
Great kick by Pritchard.
Look how far he is away from his opponent. As Lynch is now obviously playing at full back. Gave too much latitude again. They're really loose, the Fitzroy defenders.
Kicking at his 7th. Swinging right to left to behind. He got 7 against the Crows last Monday in a losing cause. May well be he'll get more than 7 today in a win.
I reckon that's his first miss. 6-1.
Lynch, members side with a kick. Roos in best position, no edged out of it. Guard takes the mark, plays on. Roos has got it. Fitzroy needing a goal here. Lyon on the wing. 14-10, plays 9-6.
Oh, that's a shock kick by Lyon. It comes off all right to Gale, but he needed to be fully insured. Lyon off the left boot to centre half forward. Abbott. Taylor from behind punches. Well done. Baldwin finds Wind out in open space. Oh, Wheeldon again. They can't stop him. We carved up Langford, and he's doing the same to Jenke. Both played for Victoria, those defenders.
It was a good kick by Wine too. Got a lot of pressure here. You see, just getting his kick away. It's a good lead. Doing well today, Wheeldon.
6 marks, and coming up for his 12th disposal. Well, it comes back. Not enough, I fancy. Oh, it might be. Well, Dundas clapped, but he didn't con the goal umpire. Just got me a little bit. Now, Wheeldon's got 6 goals, 4. Dunstall has 6-1.
Condon boots it in towards the outer side. Plenty of Hawthorn players out there. It comes behind. Ayres, Lawrence, and now Platten. Runs up to the centre circle, John Platten. Long kick. Ill-directed though. Stevens should get a free kick. He was pushed in the chest by Gowers.
Tony Hall, I think, is coming off. Looks like it could be a knee problem with Hall.
Rotten luck.
Let's hope. Oh, he's going straight over the boundary line, not through the gate, so he definitely won't be coming back on.
Meantime, Baldwin goes with a chip pass to Dundas. Well, he's been dogged by injury. It all started in that State of Origin game. He had been hurt in South Australia before coming, but then that State of Origin game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground as Roos claims the mark down at left half forward. Ironically,
fight on at centre half forward. Taylor and Abbott.
Roos long kick, going back is Wheeldon. Appeared to be held, tries to hack it out of mid-air, missed. And it's carried across the line by Platten.
Well, who was infringing upon who on that occasion?
Well, I thought
the umpire was there. Those two are still at it. Abbott and Taylor. It's happening everywhere.
Plenty going on. Yes, I thought Wielden was in front and was held. He was trying to shepherd. That could have been the knock against him in that situation, as Pritchard has the ball from half back. Guard comes over the top. Gow is close to the boundary line. Did well to keep it in. And now with the run of it, it's Allen on the wing.
He needs to clear Stevens, but doesn't. He was looking for Hudson, and that ball didn't get to Hudson. Not really Hudson's fault, but he's had a shocker, Hudson. Just 3 possessions. McGuinness takes the mark on centre wing. Across the ground. All Hawthorn here. Darren Jarman. Time to roll a cigarette and have a cut lunch. To Dunstall. Doesn't like his chances of kicking from 50, but that's great team play.
Now that's Paul Roos's man.
So Austin McCrabb right in front will line up for goal.
Roos is running off playing as an attacking half back. That man's got the job as a defensive centre half forward, but Roos not picking him up.
Who would have thought that Austin McCrabb would be playing for Hawthorn when discarded by Geelong, but he kicks a goal.
He has done a good job today, McCrabb. Getting away from Roos on this occasion. It was good spotting by Dunstall to find McCrabb. They had a lot of players there, a few options. Hawthorn, it was McCrabb who came up trumps.
It's Austin McCrabb's 5th goal in his league career.
Centre square infringement going against Fitzroy, or rather to Fitzroy. It'll be taken by Paxman. Umpires charging off in all directions. Abbott drops the ball. It's taken by Allen. Gets it away to Jarman. Weaves his way through. Gives it to McCrabb. A long kick towards half-forward. Stevens comes from behind. It's a fist on it. Seacamp's got it. Haven't seen much of him in this term. Now McCormack, who's been pretty busy this afternoon, floats one down towards half-forward. Going back Broderick. Fisted away by McGuinness. Taken by Jarman. Runners ahead of him. Pritchard to McGuinness. Nothing casual. It ricochets off Boyd. McGuinness goes again with dash though. Awkward bounce for Platten. McCormack did well. Forced the error. Guard's hand pass. Good enough. Broderick gets it up to Gale. This is Wind. A lengthy handball to the run of Roos, who comes through the middle. Goes looking for Wielden. Could have almost got a free kick there. He's battling with Jenke. Gets it on the ground. He's lacking support. Tries to get it in. Instead finishes up with Jarman's leg. Advantage is paid. Collins comes away. Gets it across to Ayres. Ayres goes with a 20-metre handball to Platten. And Platten's away around the outer side. That's ambitious, trying to bounce it out there. It plugged on him. He had the time to pick it up. Centres. Over the top, Boyd. Big fist away towards the boundary. And Baldwin keeps it in. No, he doesn't. It just trickles away. And it will be thrown in. Let's go down to Tim Watson now.
Yes, well, the Waverley Sprinklers have claimed yet another victim. Tony Hall's gone off with a very deep, long gash on his leg, and he'll be playing no further part in this game.
That's amazing, really, that Sprinklers can claim a player in professional football these days. There's got to be some system where you take the sprinkler heads away and cover them up.
Well, they would be covered by the rubber, obviously, Drew, but there might have been a screw which holds the rubber in place, protruding, and he might have caught himself on that.
Allen played this well, gets it out in front of goal. McDonald goes off the ground. Well, Hudson stood back and waited. His man is Stevens, who went in hard for the ball, and it's going to be a ball up.
One player just recovered from a serious knock before. Baldwin, it's good to see him up. He was on all fours there for about 2 or 3 minutes, but he's up and he's going again.
Paxman wins in ruck this time. Jeremy Gard, it's coming back to Boyd. Across to McCormack. Goes out wide to Wind. 100, plays 62. Hawthorn in front. The kick by Wind to centre wing. Ayres from behind. Oh, punches away delightfully from Broderick. Free kick to McDonald. Off the ground goes Jarman. It's going to come back to McDonald for the free. He was launched into stardom when he was the #1 pick in the national draft, plucked from obscurity in the country.
Yes. Hawthorn gave away a bit to get him #1 too. So far hasn't been a consistent member of their team. Langford, the hand pass intercepted by Dundas. Comes to Roos, to Stevenson. Fitzroy keep on coming. Only one man forward. Stevenson goes looking for him. That's Wielden. Well, just the 2 men, Wielden and Jenke. inside the attacking 50 for Fitzroy, obviously by design, and Wielden is doing very well, one out.
Good turn of speed shown by Stevenson because he took Morrissey on around the centre of the ground. Got enough confidence to beat him, and Fitzroy made a change. Interesting, Dundas going off and Armstrong on. I wonder why Dundas has gone off. Interesting.
Here's Wielden kicking at his 7th then from about 40 metres out. He's missed again. Well, he's missed quite a few this afternoon. He's got so much of the ball. 9-9 plays 15-10. That's 5 behinds, is it, to Wielden?
5.
Actually, if he kicks all those, they're right in this, Fitzroy.
Yep. Lyon taken high. He'll get the free kick about 60 metres from goal.
Goes back to McCormack. In the forward pocket, Stevenson. All the attention was on Wielden. They've been so used to him being one out with Jenke, they were surprised to see somebody else, I'm sure. And Stevenson, who probably wasn't in their pre-match plans because he wasn't in the selected 20. He replaced Blakey in the selected side. His left footer hooks it badly. Well, he kicked a beauty at the other end when he shouldn't have.
Is that a flick the one down the other end, because he's had a couple of shots and really made a meal of it. It's 1-2.
I wouldn't like to say that any score from a league footballer in the pressure of an AFL game is a fluke, but it was one of his best kicks at the other end and one of his worst at this end. Here's Allen across the ground. Oh, Langford is having a nightmare. He tunnels the ball back, nearly a throw. Fitzroy still a chance, 35 metres out. Baldwin there. McGuinness taken off it when he didn't have it, no whistle. Baldwin on all fours. And the umpire's going to ball it up. And if they had a full complement, you'd nearly think that Langford might have to sit the rest of the game out.
Certainly having a dirty day, isn't he? Well, he's had a dirty couple of weeks, Chris Langford.
Abbott gets it down. Condon over the ball, surrounded by teammates. Comes away, well shepherded by Ayres. Lawrence, Jarman, nicely done. This is Allen, forward of half-back, through the wing. Paxman uncontested in front, plays on immediately to Stevens. Stevens a high kick back towards half-forward. A great mark is taken by Allen. Best and fairest for Hawthorn last season. After what was a tardy start to his AFL career. Well, as you saw, he slipped as he kicked. It went about 30 metres. There'll be a free kick and or mark. I'm not sure what they're paying out there. I think it's a free to be taken by Armstrong, or is it Broderick who'll get it? Broderick who's got the ball. No. Yes. It plays on to Roos, who chips it out wide. Abbott was the target. It comes back to Allen, keen to make amends, goes short, and uses the ball well that time to find Lawrence. Lawrence on the wing. 15-10 to 9-9. Hawthorn lead. Ayres in short. And this is McCrabb. Looking the worse for wear. Austin McCrabb goes back to Ayres. Nothing much gain there. Ayres with his left foot as a result puts it very high down towards the kickoff line, and the mark is held by Gow as well. That was very poor football by Fitzroy. It was a terrible build-up really by Hawthorn. They took so long to bring it in. Then just the high ball, and despite all of that, it was 1 against 1, and Gowers had the run, the fly, and he took the mark. From point-blank range, he kicks the goal. And that could just about end it for Fitzroy. Under 3 minutes till three-quarter time, 16-10 to 9-9.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals, Andrew Gowers, but again, he was aided by the looseness of the Fitzroy defenders, and Fitzroy have got Armstrong off and Dundas coming back, so obviously Dundas probably went off to cop a message from the coach Robert Shaw, because I couldn't understand why they'd take him off. He's a busy little player. There he is, easy mark.
Back in the middle, and 43 points the margin. The Hawks win again. Lawrence steers the ball down to Condon. Another goal would be handy for the Hawks before the break. McCrabb's kick off the side of the boot. One out is Dunstall with Lynch. Crash! Well, actually, Dunstall applied the muscle, and he was the man who lost his footing, and Lynch stayed up and won the possession. To Lyon. Good hand pass into McCormack. short of centre wing. Stevens off the left boot, partly smothered. Goes to Condon. A hand pass out wide to McCrabb. McCrabb's kick short of the 50. Ayres interferes, and the free kick comes to Brendan McCormack, who was just about the recruit of the season in 1989, hasn't really gone on with it. Wind up short of the centre circle. Caven, that might be 50 against Langford. Was bumped out of his hands. Seemed to have paid for lesser infringements. Caven. Stevenson almost a good mark overhead. Taken by Collins. McGuinness to Pritchard. Short pass in the Hawthorn tradition. Condon. 1.5 minutes to three-quarter time. Ayres outnumbered 2-1. Guard with the possession. Gets it down to Broderick. Stevenson, who started a couple of weeks ago all right in the game against Footscray, and perhaps a bit of a surprise to see him dropped. His kick doesn't cover any ground at all. McCrabb in front and juggles a good mark.
Doing well, isn't he, McCrabb? You see there, following Rouge, he's now down in defence. Lyon and Langford at it.
Meantime, McCrabb goes in short to Lawrence. This is Allen. He runs up through the middle, all the time in the world. Allen then goes towards half forward. It's a 3-on-1 situation here, but Stevens did remarkably well and took the only option he had. That was a hand pass for the boundary line, but it doesn't go out. So as a result, they run him around. Hudson got it across to Pritchard, who'll go down towards the pocket, and Dunstall, who keeps it in superbly. Down goes guard. Morrissey, claimed by Seacamp. As a result, Paxman comes away and gets it to Gale. Trouble there for Boyd. They thought it out pretty well, though. He gets it back to Gale, who runs up through the middle. Boots towards half forward. Lyon on the lead. Marks inside the centre square. Feeds it out to Broderick, who waits a while. Slips the first tackler. McCormack sold into trouble. Langford soldiering on out there. Lyon pulls it back now. Broderick can run into the 50.
Keep going.
Well, he's trying to bounce it out there. He runs inside the 50. He settles from 40. Broderick goes goalward, and I think he may have missed. The goal umpire hooks up with Jenke. It's a goal. No, he kicked it. Right on the siren. Three-quarter time at Waverley then. Broderick just sneaking that one through right on the siren. 16-10 to 10-9.
It appear for the start of this last quarter, the breeze has died again, and the flag's hanging pretty limply.
And Dean Anderson on for Hawthorn.
So at the start of the final term then, the margin 37 points. Dundas goes up in effect and wins it down. Langford has had his problems this afternoon. Tidy handball. Eventually it finishes up favouring Boyd, who went to ground. Condon slides in. Dundas on top of him. Down goes Platten. Against the flow, Baldwin going nowhere. Ayres, nicely done. Away to McDonald, who runs to 45 out and chips to Dunstall. Dunstall's got 6 already. He'll kick from about 35 metres out on what is a very slight angle.
It's interesting to see Langford up on the forward line for Hawthorn. He started at full back, then half back, now on the half forward line as Dunstall lines up.
Good looking kick. It's a goal.
It's his 7th. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. That's his 4th. Will he come home with a rush? He's only kicked the 1 point for the day. Ayres, strong tackle being applied on Baldwin. McDonald has figured since coming onto the ground. He's only played a handful of games, McDonald.
Alistair Lynch has had a few spells at full forward this year. He might fancy it again this afternoon. Dunstall's kicked 7. Ruse is crunched down. Hacked off the ground by Stevens, across the ground. McDonald giving chase. Ball's got no run, but that one just has the legs to get to the boundary line. Brett Stevens, he's been a real journeyman. From Croydon in Victoria to Essendon, North Hobart, Sydney, East Perth, and Fitzroy. Yep. Must have a wardrobe full of footy jumpers. Here's McDonald. A pass to Dunstall. Oh, he's crunched down. No whistle on that. Morrissey might get the goal anyway. He gets it just inside the line. Running out of room, Jamie Morrissey.
Dunstall's not too good. Dunstall still on all fours.
Well, that was a hatchet job, surely, on a star full forward.
Here it is. Coming in is Jeremy Gard.
Didn't have his eyes on the ball. Guard.
No, it had to be a free kick.
Ball out of play.
Dunstall now bent over, hands on knees. Might have just taken the wind out of his sails.
Well, the rules do change according to geography on football grounds. Thrown in. Baldwin out of the congestion. Straight to McDonald. Too slow. Lyon got him. This is Dundas. Away to Wyand. Falling as he kicks. Jarman has been very busy again this afternoon. Pops it up inside the attacking 50. Langford out of position. Stevens perhaps should have got a free. It matters not. Lyon roving the pack. Took a long time too to Wyand. Stationary target. Paid the price. Off the ground by Lyon. Only a little toe poke. Jarman in the road. Feeds it to Langford. Now what can he do? He's about 60 metres out. Spears it down towards the behind post. And it bounces once. Gowers takes it across the line. Stevens feeling the effects of a collision. And the ball will be thrown in meantime. 17-10, plays 10-9.
Bad play by Ross Lyon coming out of defence then. Too long.
Paxman directs it back towards the boundary. Platten can't keep it in. And another throw in.
John Platten doesn't mess with too many handballs. 15 kicks and 1 hand pass. Another chance for the Hawks. Langford. Oh, what? Oh, his nightmare turned into a dream. And look at his teammates come from everywhere with broad grins to give it to Chris Langford. At last, he said.
Well, I thought he infringed here, Langford. Watch this replay. It's Paxman who gets in front. There's the arm on the shoulder. Ball falls to Langford. His first goal. It'll be a while since he's kicked a goal, Chris. Let's hope that gives him some confidence. Now playing a centre-half forward.
So Hawthorn scooting away then. Gowers misses that one. Seacamp had it, then lost it. Wyand was taken high, nothing doing. Allen's kick virtually straight up in the air. Lyon came at the ball, dropped the mark. Battles after it, shovels it out, intended for Broderick. Picked up brilliantly by Platten. Away to McDonald. This is Pritchard. The Hawks putting on something of a clinic now. Dunstall from behind that time. It was knocked away well by Caban. Langford, the goal scorer, out to Dunstall. Hawthorn have got about 3 men inside the 50 to 1 Lyon. It's Gard who comes across and picks up the mark. It was Ayres who took the mark. He goes in short to another of the free men. That's Morrissey. And a couple, or at least one, would have got free, I think, because Wyand is down hurt. Meantime, the snap at goal is very, very good. Morrissey gets the goal. And Wyand still pays the price. Back across half-back.
A little bit shaky on the feet. We'll see if he's all right, the little fellow. Morrissey, that's his 3rd goal. Morrissey, best and fairest in the reserves, 1987. 3rd in the best and fairest in the reserves in 1984. So he served a long apprenticeship, Jamie Morrissey. Jimmy Wyand coming off too. Armstrong about to come on for Fitzroy.
Ruse from the middle, kicks across the ground. Jarman, his handball in, a couple of bounces. Condon draws a man over the top to Allen. Allen balks, he shouldn't have perhaps. Here's Platt, tough ball for him, but he wins it all right. Taylor, thumped to full forward. Dunstall coming from behind. Got there too late. Good mark to Cavan. Quickly off to Stevens. Here's kick out to centre wing to Stevenson. On the overlap, Armstrong is left-footed to centre-half forward. Abbott and Taylor. Abbott's got it. Oh, he thought about playing on. Umpire's going to let him go back and take his kick.
It's well done by Taylor because McCormick was going past and Abbott was trying to lay it off.
Kicked by Abbott. Falling a bit short. Man in front. And a fine mark by Ray Jenke, who's had a tough time with Wheeldon, as did Langford before he was moved.
Jenke goes to the outer side. Lawrence cleverly stood his ground. That was enough to unsettle his opponent. Collins takes the hand pass. He's at left half back. Goes to Anderson. Back to Collins. He's on the wing now. He goes down towards half forward with a kick. Jarman didn't didn't take it cleanly. Broderick's got him, but Jarman with ease to Anderson. McCrabb now, who's played very well inside the attacking 50. Caven up in front. Ball runs loose. Langford slipped over. Roos to Stevens to Guard. Guard comes up back from centre half back. Gets it across to Dundas. Back to Gale. He's on the wing. He goes down towards half forward. Slipping over was Lyon. The juggled mark is taken by Condon. A beauty going back. Off to Jenke.
Kick by Jenke. Collins out in the open. Well, Fitzroy needed to come home in this last quarter, but it's been all Hawthorn. The Lions haven't scored in the last term. Ayres at half forward takes the mark on his chest, and he'll be happy with his 250th game. 5 marks and coming up for his 24th disposal.
Pritchard by himself.
But Roos gets back there. It wasn't a great option by Ayres. You'd fancy Roos' chances against Pritchard.
A bit long, Gary Ayres, in getting that ball, because Pritchard was there for a long time. Very slow in making up his mind, Gary Ayres.
Kick up towards centre wing. Punch by Taylor. Oh, against Dundas. Crowd here today to the match of the round, or the match of the day, 22,289. Hawthorn's second successive game at their home ground, and they play their third next week. Stevens. Oh, Paxman's hand passes behind his teammate. Paxman in after it again. Another one on the bounce. And Broderick had to wait for it. They might turn it over, but they've done pretty well. Knocked out in front of Armstrong. His kick inside the 50. Wheeldon had to wait.
Lawrence and Paxman down in the centre of the ground.
Oh, snap by Wheeldon into the goal square. Good effort. Allen gets back. Stevenson! He kicked the goal.
Well, he's done well, hasn't he, Stevenson? Shane Stevenson, since coming on. Tasmania, I think it was Sandy Bay that he hails from.
I'd like to see this again. Is it Wheeldon's goal or Stevenson's?
Just watch this, the ball over the left shoulder. Stevenson and Allen. He just gets his... Oh, did he get his foot to it? Nonetheless, counts.
Line ball. Was it Wheeldon's goal or Stevenson's? I'm not sure. Even in replay, it is very close. Meantime, Boyd battles after the ball, opposed to Ayres, and a whistle. So 19-10 to 11-9. Hawthorn in control.
Lights on here too at Waverley.
Particularly good bounce. Paxman down to Boyd. Kept his head well, but then missed the ball. Platten comes away with it. Upended as he kicks down towards the attacking 50. Well done by Morrissey. Down to McCrabb. Away to Ayres. Look at these men that have slipped in behind the defence. Either one or two. Langford gets his second goal at the quarter. 20th goal is on the board for the Hawks. It's thumbs up material. 20-10 to 11-9.
Well, Guard was holding on to Morrissey as that ball came down. Those are the two players there. Look at the way the Guard's holding on. Why can't the umpires see this? And Langford, as you can see, not having a good day. The ball, usually you take those things when you're going confidently, but then again, he's kicked 2 goals and they just help him a little bit.
This last term, the Hawks have kicked 4 goals straight to 1 goal straight. Centre square infringement. Hawthorn free kick taken by Lawrence. He comes to half forward McDonald, and it's good to see him holding his chin up and taking his place in the 18 and doing all right. McDonald to the other half forward flank. Gowers from behind can't take the mark. Dundas, hand pass into Baldwin. Mighty kick out of defence. Good mark taken by Taylor. Hasn't been one of his all-time best today. 2 marks, 4 possessions. Anderson. Kick by Anderson to the 50. Gowers. Off hands to Baldwin. He's got a man about 20 metres in the clear. Abbott.
Down.
Good pace by Jarman with a kick by Abbott. Put under enough pressure by Jarman to kick it to the opposition, and Collins marked.
Andy Collins up to half back, boots towards the wing. Well, Platten meters by himself. Takes the mark out there. And often see him taking the overhead marks these days, but There was one as he finds McDonald, who's getting plenty of the ball now. He boots it down towards half forward. Stevens missed it. Opportunity behind for Guard. Pretty well in a tight situation. Broderick, Dundas sold into trouble. They like to share it around. Give them that. This is Guard. They just handle the ball so often, Fitzroy, that any mistake and it comes undone. Collins not paid, so McCormack's got it. 40 metres out. Wheeled and down ahead of play. Kick comes in. Jenke goes back. The only man left standing is Lynch, and he goes in and gets the goal.
Jenke's on the ground, but was there a free kick out further? When Collins and McCormack were going for the ball, there seemed to be a little bit of manhandling there. Nobody really intent on the ball. Here, look at there, McCormack holding on to Collins, but then finishes off, and Lynch, I think it is, no, it's Wheeldon who went down, and then it was Jenke, or no, McGuinness. McGuinness for Hawthorn, but he's up and he's battled over. It seems to be all right.
Just under 15 minutes remaining to full time. Scott McGuinness not looking too good there. Well, Lawrence, a big punch out of the middle. Finally, Lynch has been relieved from full back. He went away from Dunstall and kicked a goal. Free kick to Seacamp.
McGuinness still limping in the back pocket for Hawthorn.
Free kick to Roos. The short passes to Armstrong, repeating that Hawthorn haven't lost 3 games in a row since the last year they failed to make the finals, 1981. So they're defending that today. Oh, good pass, and Lynch takes the mark.
Probably got the best leap in the club, Lynch. Very gifted athlete. Probably is the fastest man over the ground, but also a great athlete. He can jump very, very high. Played in the ruck last year on a couple of occasions.
McGuinness clearly inconvenienced then, going with Lynch. Lynch kicks his second.
Adding a bit of respectability to the score, Fitzroy. They've left it a little late. Lynch, 2 goals in the space of 90 seconds. Hawthorn really doing well in all positions. Their delivery by foot has been exemplary.
Back in the middle, 20-10 to 13-9. Lawrence gets it down, leaping his way through there is Lyon. Still he goes, Lyon. Cannon into Allen. Down goes Dundas, surrounded by opponents. And he copped one there. That was a bit belated too, but Dundas, oblivious to all of that, springs to his feet, ready to take his kick.
Lyon really does go hard.
Abbott
the ball, and if there's anyone in his road, too bad.
Dundas kicks. Abbott making the point about that late arriving Hawk. Jarman cleverly. Platten kept his balance superbly. Boots towards the outer side wing. Seacamp and Gowers. A juggling attempt out there by both of them. Coming through is Dundas. He's got the ball hard against the boundary line. Pulls it back across his body. McCormack was up in front. It falls behind to Broderick. Broderick claimed from behind brilliantly by Collins. Cleverly away by Jarman. Here's Lawrence on his own half-back line. A lot of Hawks inside. He finds one of about 4. That's Anderson, who feeds it out to Condon. Condon goes in short. Morrissey is still running down the ground and away. Pritchard to McDonald, who goes to the pocket, and Dunstall. Caven closing. Dunstall keeps it in front, slaps it to the advantage of McDonald. He gains about 25 metres. With the run of the ball he is. This is Guard towards the boundary line. Content, I'm sure, with that result. And it will be thrown in. 20 goals 10, plays 13-9. Let's go down to Tim Watson.
Jim Wind copped a knock to the head. He was checked to see whether or not he had concussion, and he'll not take any further part in this game.
Morrissey. Pritchard gets the ball out to Ayres. He goes backwards looking for McDonald. Socket off the ground by Boyd. Gowers. Back over his shoulder, all Fitzroy, well, they spoil each other. Comes to Ayres. Platten charges through the pack. Great play, Johnny Platten. Then ridden into the ground, no whistle. Gale goes over. Baldwin, caught by Pritchard, drops it red hot. Play on, says the umpire. Now Morrissey gets the ball out to Anderson. Short pass, and Langford might kick his 3rd in the quarter.
Certainly make the distance. Big kick of the ball, Chris Langford, but accuracy will be his only worry. Well-built athlete, you can see there, it looks like he's been chipped out of a block of granite. Great muscle definition.
Kick by Langford from outside the 50. Away to the right. Platten flying. Well, didn't have a hope against Caven.
Oh, I thought Platten might have brought that down. Oh, umpire. Now, why did
still
he
having
do
a
that?
word with
Now,
the umpire.
that's not where the mark was. Oh, but I suppose he's got to give him a little bit of latitude so he can bring him off the line.
So there's Caven taking his kick. Platten agreed with you, Donald. He thought he'd taken the mark and gave plenty to the umpire. Broderick's hand pass to Armstrong. The kick by Armstrong. The Lions haven't turned it up. That's certainly one thing in their favour. Abbott on the run, a long way from Taylor. The kick by Abbott. Thump towards Wheeldon. Oh, sensational!
Yes, that was good. Good play also by Abbott because he took one extra bounce, and good empathy between those two players because he led to the right Wheeldon. I thought the ball might have been a little bit high coming from Abbott. Jenky could have got there, but good body positioning by Wheeldon. Spectacular lead for the ball.
8 marks, and about 6 of them have been fantastic. Darren Wheeldon lining up for his 7th goal. He's kicked goals in every quarter except this one. He gets the distance clearly, but it's away to the right.
6th behind for the game for Darren Wheeldon. 6 goals, 6.
Just under 10 minutes remaining. 2010 plays 13-10. Condon, who's kicked in quite often today, literally straight down the middle, and Roos takes a very good mark. Terrific mark against Lawrence. Paul Roos with a man on out wide. He goes in that direction. It's Lyon. And Lyon's marked about 35 metres from goal. He'll kick from just inside the 50. Lyon has tried pretty hard. Slow start, but has warmed up the longer this game has gone. He certainly throws himself in. This time the kick misses to the left-hand side. So 13-11 now. Plays 20-10. And Jenky to kick it in. As Don said, the lights on here at Waverley. Just as well, it's a pretty grey and gloomy scene looking beyond the grandstands.
And cold.
Very cold. Jenky towards the outer side. Lyon. Well, a lack of talking there. He punched it forward. Allen got it to Platten, to Anderson, who runs away from half-back.
Morrissey with Guard. Guard did well to work to the front, was taken off it, and it's a free kick to Jeremy Guard.
Guard was holding initially, and Morrissey got pinned.
Free kicks of 25-17 in favour of Fitzroy. To Roos, outnumbered 2-1. He came late from behind Gowes. Oh, Platten again. He just jumped on the ball. He might be pinged. He is.
Gee.
Yeah, he didn't make much of an effort, Dennis. He was trying to disguise the fact he was holding the ball under him.
Kick to the forward pocket. Wheeldon again.
Wheeldon pushed him out.
And listen to the Hawthorn fans once the free kick has been paid. Wheeldon was going back to kick for goal, but he's given away the free.
He knew he pushed him out.
McGuinness with the free kick then, short to McCrabb, who's done very well this afternoon. McCrabb 20 possessions. Lawrence to Anderson. Comes across the ground. Collins set a task. Doing very well there was McCormack, but Collins kept his balance. Nicely done. Taylor. Allen. Anderson running towards half forward, slips it nicely to Morrissey from 40 metres out. They've worked at the length of the ground. Brilliantly done by Hawthorn. Fine goal, that one. Morrissey gets his 4th, and it's 21-10 to 13-11.
Players like Morrissey, very, very skilled. Here's Collins setting it up, and he ran on too. Collins might have got it here, or even here. Could have got involved here too, but just slipped over. Morrissey, a very skilled player. Not quick over the ground, in fact, slow.
Just under 8 minutes remaining. Lawrence again in the middle. But it comes to the first game of Boyd. Straight up the centre he goes. Wheeldon to pretty well to get that ball to the front. Jenke. Collins beaten for it. McCormack spun him around a couple of times in the tackle and is rewarded.
Too slow. He has turned it over a few times today.
Kick by Collins. Short one to Taylor at centre half-back. He's played all day on Abbott. One, an ex-Fitzroy player. One, an ex-Hawk. Lawrence. Oh, great running by Pritchard. This is one of his specialties. Uses his pace on the wing. Left footer by Pritchard. High to Dunstall. Oh, he's tripped over by Caven. No whistle. The punch comes to the front to McDonald, who's had plenty of it late in the game. But he gives it straight to Caven. And his hand pass away. Armstrong. Short pass to Roos. Gale. He's going to be met here. Oh, he just bounces Anderson off him. Back to Roos. No penetration with that kick by Paul Roos. It's punched from behind. Goes Hawthorn's way. Paxman. Comes out wide to Broderick. Short pass. A long way home for Fitzroy. Stevenson. Now he goes to centre half forward looking for Lyon. Oh, he drops an easy mark. Collins tidies up. Anderson, Lawrence. They're back down the centre corridor. Hawthorn. Condon now out wide to the wing. Good run by Morrissey, but he dropped the mark. And the ball finishes up out. They shouldn't have been anywhere near the boundary line.
When Taylor's buckled over at centre half back for Hawthorn, he copped a stomach full of boots, I would say, from Ross Lyon.
McDonald only as far as guard with the punch away. Morrissey, oh, cleverly done. Pritchard at close quarters to Platten from 55 metres out. He blazes away. Not a good kick. It bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
Great camera shot. You could have seen that. The expression on Platten's face. He just didn't look down the ground. Just intent in getting the ball quickly onto the boot.
John Platten, 23 possessions this afternoon. Boundary throw in, forward pocket. Paxman in front, Langford from behind. Boyd gains about 20 metres with a scrambled kick. Pushed towards the boundary by Pritchard. In fact, it goes out. So boundary throw in. The Hawks led by 30 points at quarter time, 27 at the half, 37 points at three-quarter time. Generally, they've controlled this game. Boyd pushed in the back, and he'll get the free kick. Boyd up from the back pocket. 21-10 to 13-11. Boyd's high kick. Taylor and Abbott falls to the ground. Jarman. Cormack kicks towards the wing. Down goes Condon. Lyon stayed on his feet and as a result gets the ball, goes looking for Wheeldon. Not a particularly good kick, made it hard for Wheeldon, who was trying to get some traction and go back. Now he's got the ball, he must be holding it. What? Bounces the umpire. Oh, I don't know about that.
Really did want a little bit of assistance from Alistair Lynch, but he was behind Lynch. Really hasn't had a good day, Alistair.
No clean possessions here. Stevenson to Lyon. High ball to the goal square. Wheeldon and Lynch. First to recover, Jenke. Collins has had plenty of it late in the game. 17 possessions. Allen with poise. Just pinpointed Pritchard. Still at half back though. He goes across the ground. He thumps that 50 metres and gains not one to McCrabb. Now they've got a chance. Taylor. To half forward is a good pass. And McDonald really coming into his own. Puts it out wide to Collins. Is he covering some ground, Andy Collins? He draws a man, Baldwin. Pokes it high. Morrissey or Dunstall. Jarman goes in hard. Comes up with the ball. Back to Langford. Snap! He's kicked his third!
Actually, that was a great effort by Langford. More confident. Went onto the left foot. It's not his natural foot, but this is a great passage of play by the little blondie. Coming down from the back pocket, Andrew Collins. Darman going to figure here. Gets it across to Langford. Whether it be throw or what, I don't know, but the ball seemed to come up to Langford. That was a better passage of play by Chris. A lot more confident.
All Hawthorn. 22-10 to 13-11. This game really a fizzer today. Hawthorn slipping away midway through the opening term. Gowers, Allen, no real attempt to get rid of it, but
Fitzroy had their opportunity, didn't they? They got within, what, 9 points in
yeah.
the second quarter. Really looked as if they could go on with it, but they just gave too much of a start.
Yes, Wielden missed a goal at that stage, and then Hawthorn finished the term with a couple of quick ones, and from there on, Fitzroy have been really struggling. Boyd to Roos. Roos on the wing, takes plenty of time. Boots it down towards half forward. Wielden comes storming up the ground, got an awkward bounce just in front of him. As a result, couldn't control it. This is Dundas running away from his own goal, picked up by Armstrong, slung by Jenke. Oh, well done by Platten. Comes racing away. Great finesse there. He pinpoints the ball and finds Gowers. Gowers up towards left centre wing for the Hawks. Goes across field. Crab prepared to run off Roos in the other direction. He's been the most valuable player, as we said. McDonald has done well too. McDonald on his knees to Ayres, 70 metres from goal. Dunstall, good strong mark. So Dunstall has 7. Kicking at his 8th from about 40 metres out.
Cavenagh has played fairly tight, but on that occasion just gave Dunstall maybe a metre start. That's all that Hawthorn full forward needs to take advantage of a situation.
Kick is on its way. He might have missed. He has, so he's had a pretty good afternoon. 7 goals so far, with clock running down. 7-2. But despite that, Tony Lockett, it seems, well, he certainly will make up some of the margin on the goal kicking table. At last count, 3/4 time at Moorabbin, Lockett had 12. This is Broderick on the outer side. Close to the line, Broderick eventually pushes it out.
Lockett apparently has 15 to date, with the siren nearly ready to go at St Kilda or Moorabbin.
That'll generally do it, won't it? Make up some arrears, 15.
Roos takes clean possession. Kicks towards the boundary line. Here's Collins going hard at the ball. Fantastic display. Andy Collins to McDonald, probably playing his best game in the seniors for Hawthorn. To centre half forward. Morrissey can't take the mark. A little toe poke up to Gowers. A long ball over the head of Dunstall. The whistle's gone behind play. And there's something going on. It's going to be a relayed free down the ground to Dunstall in the forward pocket. While trying to call players and the flight of the ball, hard to see what happened. Dunstall improves his angle and hits the post. But with 49 seconds to go, the margin now 55 points. Kick in by Peter Caven, straight up the centre of the ground. Roos with a big leap. Off hands to Morrissey. Puts the hand pass out in front of teammates. Platt off to Anderson. His left footer won't make it. Dunstall a chance. Baldwin lost it. And a rush behind by Stevens. Didn't have many
Baldwin
options
hurt
there.
too in the goal square, Drew. He's gone down a couple of times today. Baldwin. What's he done? Twisted his ankle. To flash.
Well, it's a shame for that to happen in the last 30 seconds of a game that is well won and lost. Roos, centre of the ground. Punches on for Boyd. But Roos soccers further afield himself. We're just about out of time, with 12 seconds remaining. All Hawthorn here. Anderson. Jarman. No time left for a further score. Punch by Seacamp. There's the siren. And Hawthorn back on the winning list after losing their last 2 games. But not a totally convincing victory over Fitzroy. And what a shame right at the end to see Jason Baldwin being carried off the ground, injured in the last 30 seconds. The Hawks were always going to be tough because they hadn't lost 3 in a row for 11 seasons. And that man Darren Wielden gave Fitzroy a big chance when he kicked 4 goals in the second quarter. When Langford came in on Baldwin, Baldwin went down in the goal square in the last 30 seconds of play.
The umpire's not too popular as they come off, with Hawthorn supporters, despite the fact they've had a very big win. Hawthorn coming off all together, as you can see, and Fitzroy, heads bowed because they realised, I think, today was a very important game for them. Last week they lost badly to Fitzroy, and today compounding their problems. Let's go down to Tim Watson now. He's talking with a man who had a pretty good afternoon, 7 goals, Jason Dunstall.
Jason has to be pretty happy with that performance.
Yeah, it's very good. You know, they were a side above us. We certainly need to start to take a bit of ground off them. And, you know, we went right from the first start.
Well, there's been reports of crisis meetings all week, torturous types of training. What was the mood in the rooms before the game?
Oh, we're pretty keyed up. I mean, they're certainly not crisis meetings. We just sat down during the week and had a chat about what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. Try to make sure we do a little few of the more things that are right and not wrong.
85 goals after 13 games. Realistically, how many do you think you might end up with at the end of the season?
Hard to say. I mean, I'm not really looking at that sort of thing. I'd just like to get as many on the board as I can and just make sure that we keep winning.
And finally, do you think you found a new goal sneak in Chris Langford?
Yeah, I told him not to get too used to it. He enjoyed a bit of the freedom down here.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Tim.
If I was Jason, I'd run off the ground. He's about to be swamped. Well, Hawthorn can breathe easier after winning 22-13, 145 to Fitzroy 13-11, 89.